Am I the asshole? For using my mom's death in an argument with my dad? When I was 11, I'm 17 now. My mom died in a crash. I was at school when it happened, so I didn't know. My dad saw her in the hospital before she died. When I got home from school, my dad told me that my mom was going on a work trip and that she wouldn't be back for a couple of weeks. I remember really missing her, and when 2 weeks was almost up, I was really excited for her to come home, and I was talking to my dad about how excited I was, and he never told me she wasn't coming back. After 2 weeks was up, he told me her flight was delayed and she'd be home in a few days. Eventually, after a lot of waiting for her, he told me that she was dead. It took him 3 fucking weeks to tell me. I'm still angry at him for not telling me. I try not to be, because maybe it was the grief or something, but him not telling me for so long really fucked me up, and I found it really hard to trust him again. A few days ago we got into an argument because he found out I have a boyfriend and I didn't tell him. He said it's really important to tell each other big things, otherwise how can we trust each other? I mentioned how he didn't tell me about my mom dying for 3 weeks, and I think that's a pretty big thing to keep from your son. He said I was out of order saying that, and he's told a few family members and they all agree, and they keep texting me telling me to apologize and telling me how selfish and disrespectful I am. Am I the asshole? Not the asshole, because your father is a hypocrite. He violated your trust so horribly 6 years ago, you may never be able to completely trust him. Coming out telling him you have a boyfriend needs to happen when you feel comfortable already. I hope you have a counselor you can talk to. I'm going to have to land on not the asshole. It was a cheap shot, alright, and it was his wife. But it was your mother. And it was his duty to be strong enough to tell you when it happened. Really, he should apologize to you for that, and then you can make it a mutual apology. Not the asshole. What the hell was his plan? Keep lying for decades? Or just say your mom left you? It was going to come out sooner or later. Tell other family members that he broke trust and he needs to rebuild it. Not the asshole. Regardless of why he did it, your father completely destroyed your ability to trust him. And he has clearly never taken ownership of that, and his own grief does not remove his responsibility. Was it a low blow? Sure. But you were just reminding him of why you didn't trust him. ETA, and if you can't trust him, there's also no reason to feel safe being out to him. Your father made his choice, the lack of trust is the consequence. So he didn't tell you for 3 weeks. What did he make you miss your own mother's funeral? Definitely not the asshole, and I wouldn't blame you for going North Carolina. Not the asshole. So, dad lies a gigantic lie for weeks and never owns it, never apologizes. But he wants you to share info immediately. When you call him on the hypocrisy, he deflects and then rounds up a bunch of flying monkeys to harass you. I'm sorry you lost your mom. I'm sorry your dad has these really big flaws. Give yourself whatever space you need. And don't let him or his flying monkeys make you doubt yourself. Was there a funeral? I mean, 3 weeks is a long time to keep a body on ice. Sorry if I sound gross. But how could he not tell you? Did anyone in the family have a service of some kind for her? Just wondering. Not the asshole. Your dad fucked up so badly. I would never trust him. Is he only bothered because you have a boyfriend and not a girlfriend, or did he know you were gay? I'm gonna go with not the asshole. This is a huge thing that your dad did, and he obviously hasn't earned your forgiveness or your trust. He doesn't get to ask for the same just because he wants it now and didn't think you deserved it back then. And he doesn't get to blab to other family members to try to get someone on his side. The two things aren't even close to comparable. I don't know how to fix it though, sorry kiddo. Maybe just grey rock him,